Hello there, and welcome to this episode of A Tiny Dot in Space, where I explore the world, one region, one county, one state, one territory, one whatever you call the first level of subdivision of each country on planet Earth at a time. And I do so on GeoGuessr with the threefold aim of A, hopefully having a little bit of fun while I'm doing this, B, seeing places I've never been to and probably will never go to, and C, try to score 25,000 points. That is a perfect game of 5 rounds on GeoGuessr in whatever area I'm playing at any given time. And, well, today we are going back, it's been a while, and we're going back to Botswana, and we are going into the, well, there's an interesting way of spelling it. Apparently it's pronounced something like Kgalagadi, or Kgalagadi, which I guess is a local way of saying the Kalahari. As this is sort of on the eastern edge of the Kalahari Desert, and this is very much a borderland, like literally in gaming wise, because like here you follow the border between Botswana and South Africa quite a lot, and then you have this bit up here, which, well, isn't really a borderland, but I guess in terms of survivability, if you are if you're left out here all on your own, you might be in trouble. And I think I'll be in trouble regardless, because this map, well, it's not exactly very GeoGuessr friendly, I think, in terms of getting a 25,000 point game, but I'll give it a go. So we're talking about, and it's absolutely whopping huge. It's 105,200 square kilometers. It's like, this could swallow whole countries, this thing. And the population in this 105,000 square kilometers is roughly half of that, 58,857 people as of 2022. And the capital lies here, and it's the town of Chabong, which has 11,500 people roughly. Well, they got an airport and an hospital at least. So yeah, so we got what? I don't quite recall how many locations there are on this map. Let's see if we can quickly check that. 4,221. And while the script I'm using is set to pick 70% populated locations and the 30% random ones, I have a feeling this one is heavily biased towards the random ones. I don't really see a lot of shacks along this road. So this looks like trouble. But we'll give it a go nonetheless. Excuse me. And, well, we'll just have to see what Kgalagadi has to offer. Let's see, going to make a challenge of that and create the challenge, copy the link, put it in a safe spot, as I always do. Kgalagadi is how I spell it, like so. And then we start the game. Come on. And of course, that link to the challenge you will find in the description of the video. And that's very handy. Well, we got that, and maybe this trail here is visible. So yeah, okay, so we got a town of sorts, and it actually seems like there might be a sign here. So yeah, you will find a link to this challenge in the description of the video, and if you want to try, you can give it a go and see if you beat me, which is quite likely that you will if you are a sort of serious GeoGuessr player. Well, we're 74 kilometers away from Kgalagadi something. And I have a feeling that it is the Transfrontier Park. So, where would that put us? That road does not feature in this map. It's only the stuff going down here and this stuff up here that is featured. So if we're 74 kilometers away from this thing, we are heading west-northwest. And I was kind of hoping that there would be, there actually is a sort of a settlement here. I was hoping there would be like a town or something, and I don't know if that is a river or just a mirage. Kind of looks like a river, though. Yeah, of course it is a river because we're on the border. Oh man, it's heading west northwest. Okay, so let's see now what we do have. Like here in middle pits, but I would think that we're more likely to be. No, actually, we're not up here. Though it could be. Well, we could be a number of places. We're running around the Molopo. Was it? Okay, let's have a look and see if there's anything to be found down here. There's fences at least. And we're getting very close to the river, and now we're going still go slightly northwest. And I would love if there is any name to this location. It doesn't seem to be. There seems to be a settlement on the South African side, though. So we might still be able to find something. Looks like there might be a ford or something across the river here. Ah, looky here. Okay, the entrance gate. So where could the entrance gate to this thing be? Trans-Frontier Park, yeah, because it extends on both sides of the border. All right. I still like it could be down here, but there is a community of some sort. Could be a station or something, but when I say station, I mean like a farm or a ranch. Although I have no idea what you would have to raise some very hardy livestock out here. Let's see. Okay, so we were going. Yeah, we were actually going quite northerly for a bit there, and this is the kind of place I would like to know about. But let's see now. Let's chase the border for a little bit. We're going to start down south. Or we're going to start in places, have a look at places where we can go slightly north or west and see if we can see any border crossings. And when I say it in like this area, let's see now. Just look out for border crossings. And that's not one. Okay, and now we're going northerly, and then there's this bit over here. I don't think this is where we are, although I'll put this one up as an alternative for now. Okay, and then we have to move on for a bit. Then we move past Chabong. And then we only got this bit of the Verda. And that makes me believe that I might have been onto something down by Middle Pits. And Bogogobo. Yeah, because these are quite spread out here. I wonder. Let's see. We could be here right now. Oh, hang on. Hukunsi and Guatle. Okay. Hukunsi and Guatle. Oxspitz. Okay. Well, hang on. We could be like over here, or but there's no river here. No way this is where we are. So Hukunsi and And that's another thing that I've realized when I've been playing South Africa, and I also seem to recall when I played Botswana previously, that the names you see on the road signs don't necessarily match the names on the map. And for all I know, Hukunzi could be the name of middle pits in the local language. And there's no sign of these places here. Okay, I'm going to run with this theory for now. Let's see. So if I'm right, well, there should have been a road up here, but I think these roads are probably quite impermanent, to put it that way. I'm not so sure that is the place I am, but let's see now. So go west, and there are a number of smaller holdings here. Let's see, so we go northwest. West by northwest. Not quite going. This would actually fit better. So if I'm now, let's see. Yes, we could maybe be on this turn. But there's a distinct lack of houses here. And that's not good. And that was an intersection, a fairly distinct one. And that one takes us to Kotla. Oh, hang on. Hukunzi. I'm wrong after all. Okay. So we are on this road. And that is a bummer. But then we got to be down here by Zutzwa. Right? Or could we be here in Guatle? Yeah, what was the names on that sign that we just came past? Wasn't that Guatle and Hukutsi? I'm sorry about the absolute horrible mess up I did there. I was so certain that we weren't. Anywhere else but along the border. But yeah, Guatle and Hukunzi. That means we don't have a lot of options. And that also means that I think we're likely to be here right now. And that kind of works better. And that could have been, let's see now. So that is most likely the primary school over there. Excuse me. So let's go back to start. So the school. Oh, let's see now. So the bend coming up over there is most likely this one. Or, let's see, the bend here is most likely the one I'm seeing in the distance. So, that bend is most likely that. Now, let's see. Going around the bend, it should have a little sort of shimmy thingy to it. Yes. Let's see now, where did I start? I started hereabouts. Let's see, this is not going to be a 5K in any way, but so we have that bend. So let's just head. Let's see, here we got. Yeah, now we're coming up on these guys. So here, we have this sort of shimmy thingy going on. A little chicane. And come on. Come on. And we're going around this bend. That is quite evident. And then we've got another little bend coming up, which is pretty much... Yeah, I think we're pretty much on that bend. If I'm within 200 meters, I'll be very happy. Come on. 112. Okay, fair enough. You just really can't expect more than that. And that was... Yeah, I don't think I'm going to 25k this map any day soon. Well, interesting. We got asphalt. And we're going north-northeast. Okay, so that means that we're either in this area or... And we actually don't have that many options. We could be up here by Hunhukwe. Or on our way to Hukunsi. Let's say that we are between Lokwabe and Hukunsi for now. I'm just going to check around this bend here and see how much of a bend is the bend. It's actually quite a bend. And when it's done bending, it will have bent us in a... Wow, that's a long bend. That's a very long bend. There we go. And now this bent us not quite as much as I thought it would have. Okay, we're going to go north. And, oh, I actually got some sheds and stuff here. That's good. Might actually get 15k here if that stuff is shown on the map. But, of course, first we had to identify where on earth are we? Well, of course, we are in Zimbabwe, and we got dangerous cattle up ahead. And an actual intersection we just passed there, but with no ID, so just have to rely on Botswana's road authorities and hope that they have been kind enough to put up some signs somewhere up ahead here, or this could turn out to be very much like playing Oman. And yeah, we're turning even more northeasterly, and that is interesting. Oh. Okay. So, if we are turning that northeasterly, and I don't think we're coming through Hukunsi. No way. And that kind of leaves us up here at Hunhukwe. But that doesn't seem to match. So then we got this stuff down here. This could actually match to some degree. Is that it doesn't really? That bend though, that works. But then we got a bend in the opposite direction. I don't think we've had that. So this one is, dry hook. Okay. Well, of course, we could be... Yeah, well, I'm having a bad case of the stupids today. We could actually be hearing Kisa. Except we haven't got that bend. As far as I know. We've only had a bend like that. I don't know why I dismissed this area. Ah, here we go. It's the Reichhoek. Okay. So, let's see. We are on the bend. So, and we got like three. I got two houses. No, sorry, one house and two shacks. And this is not it. And hang on, our direction is east of north. But we're not there yet. But I'm sort of having a feeling that that building could be that house. It does match well with the direction and the start of the bend. So, and it is conveniently placed directly east of me. So if I do like so and do like that, now I'm just going to do a little check. There's supposed to be some buildings on the western side here. And if they are darn well camouflaged. How old is this footage? Anyway, 2023, so it is pretty current. And you know what? I'm going to go with that. Well, okay, so the house I was looking for was not visible. Drat. Oh well. This is turning out to be a 25k disaster. Okay, so we got a pretty decent road here going eastwards. Or rather, sadly, let's see, slightly, well, pretty much dead east and dead west. And dead east, dead west, we find not in many places. We got this bit over here, which kind of looks interesting. The only trouble is that it's bending. And that's not what I want. What I would really, really want. But let's see now. Well, that is a good thing about Botswana. It's a well-functioning country. And it is reflected in its roads. At least its trunk roads. So they do maintain them well. This is one mother of a bend. Again. Ah. And we're 20 kilometers away from... I am going to bet that we're 20 kilometers away from Ukunzi. 20 kilometers. How about this place? Because I feel that would be a little too close. Yeah. Feels a little far though. But it is a very long, long bend. Not much is with the map here, but all of these bends are very long. Okay, so now we're going southwest, and before long we're going to turn the opposite way again. Yes. Trouble is that we won't have any two turns going in the same direction. Let's see, but this turn should be a fairly... Okay, so now we're going slightly southwest. Yeah. And, oh, there was a road going off to the side here. That's important. And that's to the south. The trouble is that none of these roads are really showing, I think. But yeah, I'm having a feeling that this is the stretch of road I was on. Let's see now, so if we go in the opposite direction, we are slightly south of east, and that kind of matches that bit of road. So we should be going around a slight bend. And then have a somewhat straight bit of road before we do the same thing again. Let's see, here's the bend coming up. And it should straighten out if I'm right. Well, it is kind of straighter, isn't it? So that could be that we're there. And then it's gonna take us sharply northeasterly. Well, it didn't. Well, we could still be here. So let's see which way the next turn goes. Hello? Come on. Let's see. Oops. Oh, okay. Roadworks. But yeah, we're getting another bend that way. Okay, so yeah, I think I identified it correctly. Cool. Okay. So, by the time this bend is done bending, or curving, we should be heading... Yeah, you see, we're still going around the bend. Okay, so we're somewhere here. Well, here, rather. So we're fairly close to where this bend starts. I don't think it starts there. There's a slight hump there. But then again, that thing is so subtle. So if you say that the bend starts there, because here we're still going slightly northwest. So let's say that we are about here. How does that look? Very bad, actually. Yeah, you can see here, you also got the bend, and then it bends again. So it was... Wow, so that is actually 20 kilometers away from Hukunzi. I thought I was way too close. Well, you might remember that. I remember that I did check that bit of road out. Well, that was a bummer. I'm not going to say that we're cooking with fire now, but this doesn't make things any easier. Well, so between two bends, at least, and let's see, we're going eastwards. Well, that wasn't much of a bend anyway. So if we're going eastwards like that, the alternatives are not plentiful. What does it say here? No smoking in the bush? Control hunting area KD1. By the something K, something K, who couldn't see. Okay. So, probably either here or here then. Going east is probably a good idea. We are going slightly north of east, which kind of excludes this area. It kind of suggests this area. I just feel that's a little too much north of east. Well, I believe I have been on this road before in a Botswana game. And, yeah, hang on. We could, if we are on this road, as you can see, it is not exactly rich on bends at all. Now let's see, could we be, there is another road that features, and it runs here. Now this makes a bit more sense. I think we could be around here somewhere. Now let's see, so line this thing up, and we are, okay, so we must be somewhere between here and here. Right. That's going to be a fun one. Coming up on a bend, good. Just going to check the direction we're taking once we get around that. But yeah, we're definitely going to be heading a little south of east. Now we've gone through it, and that was barely a bend. But it takes us a little south of east. So I think we just came through this very slight bend here. So that suggests to me that we might have been somewhere over here. Because, well, are we going around the bend or are we not? That is the question here. The dust is kind of misleading. Makes it look like we're going around the bend. Well, we are not. Okay, that's interesting. That kind of suggests that the bend that we went through might be this bend. Well, with that I mean the bend that is here. So, yeah, bends are a very short supply here. So, and there's absolute no reference at all. So, I'm going to just put it down there. Because when there is no reference, there's no point in even trying to count anything. And it's like, there's not a reference for, like, until you get to Monong, or maybe this bend. And, well, I'm not going to subject you or myself to count something that's going to be wildly inaccurate in any terms. So if I'm within 2 kilometers of that bend, I'll be very happy. 93 meters. Wow. I'll take that. Okay. Final round. Decent road again. Northwest. Northwest, southeast. Okay. Well, that gives us a number of options. So the question is whether I should go north or not. Yet again, we are caught between two very slight curves. I might actually be on a very slight one. Wow, that was subtle. Okay, yeah, let's just head up this road. And man, this land is flat. That's an absolute ironing board. But yeah, there is variation here. Here you actually got trees growing. And, well, signs of life. Well, the first one was about as dusty as you get them. We haven't, well, except for the first round, we haven't been on the south part of this map. And it doesn't seem like we will be there for this round either. So I guess I should count myself lucky that I don't have to chase that dirt road along the South African border. But let's see. I think this is the furthest we've gone so far without any road signs. So let's see, we're turning the same way again on the bend. And yeah, we went around another very subtle bend. So we're getting ever more northerly, and I don't know why we got these hiccups in the coverage. Oh, what does that say? Probably we'll have to read that going the other way, though. Yep. But please say something. Kang at 20 kilometers. Okay. So Kang is here. And we just learned that 20 kilometers is about that far. So if it's that far, then we have to be around here somewhere. And once again, I have absolutely no points of reference. Although it would be interesting to see. Let's see. So that was 20 kilometers. Should be at least somewhere in the vicinity. Let's see if we can find that rest lodge. I might have overshot it, but I'm gonna give it a couple more clicks northwards to see. Let's see now that I could be coming up on it around this bend. Could be, will, maybe. And that said, probably something about 240 kilometers to the next place, which I assume. I don't know what I should assume when I can't read it. Gansi. Okay, so Gansi is up there. Gansi, I guess it will be. Right, okay, so 240 and 20. Let's see if we can make any use of that. So that's 260 in total. And the halfway point is roughly there. So that's 130. And then we got 65 around there. We got 30 something there. Yeah, and then 20 is going to be around this area. Actually, it's going to be down here, more likely. So, yeah, so we could still be heading into the Kalahari rest stop here. Let's see now. So if this is where we are, We should be coming up on the rest lodge now, but it doesn't seem like we are. So, yeah, now it start to turn the opposite way again. So, and then we either here, no, we're not here, because then we would have gone past the lodge. Gonna give it, ooh, what, ah, well, what do you know? Here it is. The Kalahari Rest Lodge. Okay, so that means that would mean that we're somewhere in this area, right? Because we didn't go past any bends in the opposite direction, did we? Let's see, so we just came out of this thing. Look the other way. Now, that is one of... I wonder... Yeah, I wonder indeed. Let's see. Did we come through... Oh, this is a hard one. Let's see, so... We went like so, and then we went around... Now we're going northwest, quite straight for quite a bit. And then we go around. Then we start on this bend. I'm right about that. I'm not. I hope I am, because I know I'm repeating what I just did, but I can't really recall whether I went just around this one or if there was another one, but I think it was just this one. So now we're straightening up, and then we should be coming up to the Kalahari. No, we're not. Are we? Right, okay, so I went around... Or is it what's coming up over here? Is it? No, it's not. Okay, so we are down here, then that makes slightly more sense. And I think that puts us about here. Because we got that little bendy thing up there. So maybe here-ish. If I'm within 3 kilometers, I'll be happy. Would be nice to have one 5k round though, but is that really 20 kilometers outside? Well, at least when I was moving like that. I think I'm on the right bend. Let's give that a go. Okay, half a kilometer. Well, yeah, I can see the bend now, but these bends are so subtle. Almost imperceivable. But yeah, you can see that. But yeah, I still have to say I'm pretty happy with this. Yeah, it won't be a green light of Kgalagadi, or Kalahari. But yeah, except that one big miss up here. I have to say that I'm pretty content with this. Getting a 5k here is not impossible, but it is very, very hard. So yeah, not a green light, but I don't think that was the hardest sort of deserty savannah steppe map that I've played. Mongolia, for instance, that's another humdinger. So yeah, that was Kgalagadi district for now. And I'm glad that you're still with me here on a tiny dot in space, and I hope you'll join me for the next episode when it's up. Until then, bye-bye.